BPD Police Chief Scott Thurman.
So good evening. The Birmingham Police Department would like to provide an update to the shooting and homicide that occurred on Tuesday, August 20th at approximately 10 p.m. at the 2900 block of Gallant Drive. A physical altercation occurred between our homicide victim and another female. At some point, gunfire erupted and approximately 168 rounds were fired from multiple shooters. During the shooting, the homicide victim was shot and killed, and the male was injured by gunfire. Numerous vehicles and apartments were also damaged by gunfire. The Birmingham Police Department has arrested Justin Hendricks, black male, 20 years of age. He is charged with murder with no bond, and he's also charged with attempted murder with a $60,000 bond. We've also arrested Taylor McLeod, a black male, 22 years of age. He is charged with murder with no bond and also attempted murder with a $60,000 bond. Janiyah Hendricks, black female, 19 years of age, is also charged with theft of property, first degree, and has a $30,000 bond. The Birmingham Police Department would like to thank the Mountain Brook Police Department for their assistance, as well as those who provided information to investigators to further this investigation. Thank you.
So how did Mountain Brook get involved in this?
They just had some information and played a pivotal role, I guess, if you will, without getting too much into the investigation.
So we know there's been a history of violence at this apartment complex. He told us now that their cameras that they had on property were not feeding into the real-time crime center. So what's assisted you all in this investigation, and do you know the last time that these cameras were feeding to you all?
They never did feed to us. The cameras do work, and their footage is available, so we were able to access that to help further our investigation. But there again, they were supposed to be feeding into our real-time crime center.
Do you expect more people to be charged? I mean, how many people do you think were shooting that night, and do you expect more charges?
We do believe there were more shooting than just these two. This is an ongoing investigation, so we'll just see where that leads us.
Did y'all ever determine how many shots were fired?
Approximately 168.
The young woman who was arrested, is she the young woman who was fighting with the victim?
I don't have that information.
And we had a shootout in the College Hills neighborhood. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the ring camera footage. It sounded like dozens and dozens of rounds fired. This was the same situation, over 150 rounds fired in this situation. How are you guys combating that? It seems like the lock switches are an issue. I know you guys are partnering with the ATF, but I mean, how can you stop these lock switches from getting into the hands of the wrong people?
That's a challenge. They're just as prevalent as firearms. So it's a challenge. We've taken over 1,100 guns off the streets of Birmingham just this year. In previous years, we've taken over 2,000 guns off the street in those years as well. So our officers are working very hard every day to take illegal guns off the streets. We use our shot spotter data and other things. We're prosecuting these individuals federally. We've also spoken with our state legislators about filing legislation to make lock switches illegal at the state level as well.
Can you speak to the reaction of Asia's family when they found out of this news of these arrests?
I'm sure they were happy, but it still doesn't bring back their loved one. And so, we can never bring her back, unfortunately. But this is a step in the right direction to give them some sort of closure and let them know that law enforcement is working very hard to close not only this case, but all of our homicide cases.
Did you all use the social media streams to assist you in any of your investigation?
Yes.
Well, are there going to be any more arrests? There's a lot of people out there.
So what I can say is this is an ongoing investigation. This is just one phase of it. There's still more to be done, and so we'll continue to investigate until we can find everyone involved.
The mayor had said, an all call on Facebook pretty much to the suspects, saying they can either turn themselves in or be found by law enforcement. Are you able to say which one they did? They turned themselves in to police?
No one turned themselves in. We physically went out and found them and arrested them.
I know that the two of them were taken into custody Wednesday night. Is that correct? Wednesday night. Was that a U.S. Marshal's arrest or a
That was Birmingham Police Department.
crime reduction? And then when was McLeod taken into custody?
I don't have that information.
Were all arrested in Birmingham, or were they arrested at other places?
I believe one may have been arrested outside the city of Birmingham.
Is the person who survived the shooting, is he a suspect in this?
No.
The female that was charged with stealing Asia Poole's car, the woman that she was fighting with, was there consideration of stiffer charges against her?
So-
Because she came to where Asia lived?
So what we do is we investigate, we present our findings to the district attorney. At that point in time, they determine what the appropriate charges will be. So that's up to them at that point in time. We just present our findings to them, and they determine what charges would be appropriate.
Can you speak to the terms that were set in the 2021 lawsuit with the 3D Net, and how many of those agreements in that settlement were actually being upheld today in this incident happened?
So that is something that was handled by the City of Birmingham's Office of City Attorney. So that's something that they'll deal with directly, not so much BPD.
There has been numerous incidents that has happened in Valley Brook. Are there any precautions that you all are taking to make sure that crime is,
You know, it's just like anywhere else in the city. I mean, our officers are out patrolling. There's things that the Office of the City Attorney is looking at as far as that location, and we'll see what the next steps will be as far as any further action.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Are we ready?